This is Ramon. Channel is Alpha 4. Channel is alphacenturian 4. Depending on when you are watching this, I've already changed the channel name over. And this video is this series, I should say, is a transition series from my previous content to my new content. We're going to be talking about the books that have had the greatest impact in my life. We're not talking about the best written books. If I was going to say the book that I have read that is the most well written, it would have to be the volume 1 of the Daughter and Smoke and Bone trilogy. That is probably the best written book I've ever read. If I was going to say the most interesting book I've ever read, it would probably be something by Kierkegaard. And we're going to begin with the first book that really changed my life. That's going to be karate. I must have been, this is at a Scholastic book sale in at my school at the time. I was a skinny kid. I got picked on. I guess bullied would be the term they use nowadays. And I wanted to learn how to defend myself. So I got this book. But I didn't like reading it because it had way too many words at the time. So I just wanted to go by looking at the pictures and figuring it out. Because of this book, I ended up joining a karate school and then later a taekwondo school. And I really enjoyed both of those. So this book truly changed my life. So yeah, Scholastic Book Fairs, huh? So as I said, I was a skinny kid. At the time, I liked rap music, specifically gangster rap, and I liked both the California style and the New York style. I wasn't really into any international styles. I wanted to be like James Dean. That's who I was from here. Then I read Dracula and Carmila. Oh yeah, teenage years. So went from being a kid to being a teenager, and started dressing in all black. Fell in love with all the vampire movies. Watched them all, read them all. I went through a binge of just reading nonfiction, actual accounts of ghosts and vampires and all of that. And through that research, the nonfiction research, I ended up coming to the conclusion on my own that ghosts and magic and all that stuff wasn't real. But I still loved the lifestyle. I ended up becoming a goth kid at some point, going to goth clubs, hanging out with goths and metalheads and punks and just generic weirdos of every stripe and non-stripe. And it was fun. So Dracula and Carmila changed the kind of woman that I was interested in, changed how I dressed, the music that I listened to, the TV shows that I watched. So yeah, these two books definitely had an impact on my life. But this channel did talk a lot about religion. So this is where religion comes in. At about this time, when I was here, my influence on my self-perception, on my sexuality, on my morality, humanity, was television shows, movies, Madonna, and Bill Maher. I watched a lot of Politically Incorrect. I watched and read and consumed everything that Madonna, the singer, put out, including her material. And I really enjoyed her music. I liked Pat Benatar, I liked Joan Jett. So music and musicians were really important to me at that time. And I had a certain idea of who I was. Thought of myself as pansexual, thought of myself as a humanist and as a deconstructionist, and that's really who I was. I was a humanist, and I was really into that way of thinking, at least what pop culture says that way of thinking is or was. But then I read this, the book. This is the one from the 700 Club. It is not a good translation, but at the time it was profound. Madonna said that there was never any mention about homosexuality in the Bible. She was wrong. There's plenty of mention. Bill said that that there was no moral truths in here. He was wrong. There's plenty of moral truths. So a lot of the celebrity influence simply just went away and vanished once I actually read the actual book. No, I don't recommend you read this. I've read other Bibles that are much better, and I'll get into that later on in this series. But these are the books that have influenced me and changed my life. I hope you stick around for the rest of this ride. Gangster to Goth kid. Let's see what's next in to Goth. Let's see what's next in the journey of my life and the books that influenced me. Stick around.